So, hallo, herzlich willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Wir sind nach wie vor im zweiten Kriminalfall, beziehungsweise im zweiten Mordfall. Und ja, so wie es aussieht, hat Byakuya ja so ein bisschen was mit der Sache zu tun. Allerdings wirkt er jetzt doch etwas irritiert. Also er meint doch, ja, Case clear, ich war's, was wollt ihr noch? Und unser Charakter kam jetzt mit dem Spruch um die Ecke, naja, so wie es aussieht, ist eigentlich Chihiro anders umgekommen, beziehungsweise woanders. Und wurde dann dahin gebracht, zusammen mit dem Rest des Tatortes, so wie es aussieht. Und das sehen wir uns jetzt mal genauer an.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Der ist ein bisschen pumpig. Ich rück mal kurz den Stuhl ein bisschen bequemer. So.
I believe I do.
Hey Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Da gibt's einiges. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker rooms. Ja. Das hier, diese zwei Poster, weil auf einmal war das Boyband-Poster bei den Männern und das Bikini-Model bei den Frauen.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Moment. Disappearing stain. Boys' locker room carpet.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
Irgendwie ist der Stuhl nur noch in einer blöden Position. So ist, glaube ich, ein bisschen besser. So.
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Wait, heißt das, der hatte jetzt den da? Ich glaube kaum. Also, oder hat er... Ich meine, fotografieren konnte er sie auch nicht. Was heißt das jetzt? Aber egal.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Ja, es gibt eine Möglichkeit.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. But when we found Leon's handbook in the main hall, there's no doubt that it was... Stimmt, das von Leon war ja das kaputte. In which case, can we really say that she used it?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys'
Ich
locker
überlege
room
gerade, wie konnte ich
somehow?
nochmal wechseln?
I got it!
Ich kann sie immer in die Buch
She must
feuern.
have hacked her e-handbook.
So,
She was the ultimate programmer.
kann weiter.
Sure, that would have... No, I don't... She used the thing... Huh?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Ach Mist,
She had
ich
that.
vergesse mal, welche Taste ich drücken muss, um zu verlangsamen. Das ist rechter Button. Okay,
Is it really? Could Chihiro really?
She must have hacked... She was the
so,
ultimate... Sure, that
dann
would
ist es kein Thema.
She used the thing... Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
So,
No, it's wrong.
zack. Erledigt.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook,
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait! Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off, with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm freaked out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Und da möchte ich kurz was zu sagen. Ich habe ja am Anfang gesagt, als ich das Spiel zum ersten Mal gespielt habe, erste Interaktion mit Chihiro und ich habe mir sofort was gedacht. Und an der Stelle habe ich gesagt, ich wusste es. Ich wusste es einfach. Ja, ich weiß, es ist eigentlich gerade eine dramatische Szene, aber ich habe wohlgemerkt auch im japanischen Originalton gespielt. Aber es wird auch hier, finde ich, in der Synchro ganz gut deutlich. Chihiro hat zum Beispiel eine etwas tiefere Stimme als die meisten anderen Frauen hier drin. Sakura ist ja die Ausnahme. Aber es ist vor allem so, dass das Verhalten und sowas und das generelle Design sehr so in eine Richtung geht, wo man ein bisschen Anime geguckt hat und so sieht und denkt, Crossdresser. Sofort. Ach ja, ich hatte einen guten Riecher dafür.
Ah, I see. So, she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true? Chihiro was a guy?
Da kommen wir auch noch mal kurz auf eine Sache. Im Japanischen sind viele Namen geschlechtsneutral. Chihiro ist einer davon. Also gibt mehrere Namen, die kein festes Geschlecht haben, anders als zum Beispiel im Deutschen, wo so ziemlich jeder Name fest einem Geschlecht zugeordnet ist. Und Chihiro, wie gesagt, im Japanischen geschlechtsneutral. Das gibt es aber auch mit zum Beispiel Akira oder ähnlichen Namen. Entsprechend, es gibt genug Namen, die sind geschlechtsspezifisch. Die meisten Sachen, die zum Beispiel auf Ko enden, weil das eine Kindlichkeit quasi im Namen trägt, sind meistens weiblich. Während viele andere Namen dann zum Beispiel typischerweise männlich sind, aber tut ja auch nichts zur Sache. Nur Chihiro ist wieder so ein geschlechtsneutraler Name.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? It interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But
Irgendwie finde ich gerade keine gute Sitzposition. Das ist echt kacke gerade. Moment, ich verschiebe mal hier ein bisschen was. Und dann müsste es vielleicht ein bisschen besser gehen. Und ja, so. Jetzt hoffe ich, dass das etwas angenehmer ist.
I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
So, kurz noch ein bisschen näher ran. So, jetzt geht's, glaube ich, super. Hoffe ich.
The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Und das ist jetzt eine sehr, sehr gute Frage. Und ich würde sagen, mit dieser Frage kann man das Ganze auch sehr gut mit einem kleinen Cliffhanger beenden. Also ja, Chihiro war kein Mädchen, sondern ein Junge. Jetzt kann man natürlich ein bisschen mit Gender und so weiter debattieren, aber da muss man jetzt ganz ehrlich sagen, das ist ein japanisches Werk. Und in Japan sind so ein paar Sachen, insbesondere was Geschlechtsidentität und sowas angeht, ein bisschen, sagen wir mal, simpler als bei uns. Ich sag mal, ich bin ja selbst sehr viel in der linken Szene unterwegs und auch sehr viel da in bestimmten anderen Bereichen. Da kriegt man schon häufiger, wenn man mit was mit Transleuten und sowas ist. Und bei Chihiro ist es dann so eine Frage, okay, wie wäre jetzt das korrekte Gender? Nach den Kenntnissen, die wir jetzt gerade haben. Schwierig. Also, körperlich. Wobei, es ist halt so, Monokuma hat gesagt, Chihiro zieht sich an wie ein Mädchen, ist aber durch und durch ein Junge. Das könnte zum Beispiel da auch schon eine klare Aussage sein, dass die Geschlechtsidentität für Chihiro eigentlich auch männlich war. Aber da werden wir vielleicht noch ein bisschen was drüber erfahren. Und die Frage ist jetzt natürlich, wenn Byakuya das nicht war, wer war's dann? Lasst ruhig mal eure Meinung in den Kommentaren. Ich bin gespannt, was euch so dazu einfällt. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Cheerio!